Hi, Michelle Cromer.
And I'm Perla Maldonado.
And y'all tuned into our podcast, Creating a Meaningful Life. We're so honored that you're here. And today we're talking about something that's deeply personal to both of us, and that is spirit animals and how you determine yours, and why would you even want to, and what they are. And I want to begin with a story that is kind of a disrespectful story that I used to have. When I was in grad school at New York University, I would go to the garment district, and I'm the size for the companies that are making furs. And they want to sell them to Bergdorf's and Neiman's and back then Macy's and on and on and on. So they wouldn't line them, they would just make them, and then I would stand there and they would sew. And then I had an opportunity to buy those later. Of course, they didn't have lining and they'd been, they weren't very good, but I still bought them. And I jokingly referred to those for many, many years as my spirit animal. But it wasn't until I lost my daughter, Catalina, who died, and my soul, spirit, was so fragmented. I was at a doctor's appointment in Santa Fe, and my doctor said, Michelle, I really feel like you need to see a shaman. So he made the appointment for me, and I went to see the shaman, one of the best things and most meaningful things I ever did. But one of the things in the 8 hours of that ceremony and drumming and all of that was the shaman taught me how to find my spirit animal and explained to me that this is a symbol of protection. It's an archetype of something that will help me heal in a healing archetype way, and it was very profound. So my view of spirit animals are more of a Native American view, in that they are sacred, they are holy, they are necessary, and they are an honor for us to have in our lives.
And we all have a spirit animal, whether we know it or not.
Exactly.
It could be an archetype, an energy, a spirit guide, something that, is always with you, guiding you.
And they mirror our subconscious. So whatever the spirit animal that you have mirrors you. They're a part of you. So I think that's important. So a wolf, for example, may represent to you trust and loyalty. Something like that. So an eagle may arrive to remind you to see the 10,000-foot view, to look at the bigger picture. Yeah.
May I tell you a story about that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was in meditation one time when I saw an eagle. Well, I didn't see an eagle. I was the eagle, and I was flying over a forest. Now, I've never flown over a forest. I don't know what a forest looks like when you look down on it. I've always been at the bottom of the forest looking up. But this time I saw the forest from the top to the bottom, and I would fly down. Either I was riding an eagle or I was the eagle. I'm not sure.
Cool. That is
but I would
so
go
cool.
down and up, and the view from there was beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that. It reminds me to say the spirit animal picks you. You don't get to pick the spirit animal. So that eagle picked you up and said, I'm here. And you needed that particular animal at that time. But once you discover what yours are, once you discover that, it's almost like they never leave you. It's almost like your angels or your spiritual support team, I just always say that mine is part of my spiritual support team.
I always wanted mine to be a deer, but I guess
too late.
They pick you.
When I was in my meditation with the shaman in Santa Fe, I was in a bonfire. I had all these people wrapped around a bonfire, and a jaguar broke through and sat right beside me. And so the jaguar is my spirit animal.
That's cool.
Yeah. So how do you discover yours? Well, first of all, I think, and we're going to go into a meditation on how perhaps that lands with you, how to do it, but start noticing first, before you go into the meditation that we're going to do, start noticing animals that show up in maybe your life. Like, I saw another bunny hop across the road. Oh my gosh, there's another coyote that I hear. And also what you're drawn to, what animals, you feel like a personal relationship with.
A turtle.
A turtle is such a powerful spiritual animal. That's one of the they say in Feng Shui, it's the only being that walks both on the earth and in heaven. And plus to slow down and to have patience in this life. a turtle to pick you, that is absolutely in what, and also spending time in nature. That's what they are. That's what animals are.
Yes.
They're spending time and also, maybe what movies that you're watching and you're seeing, oh my gosh, there's another wolf, there's another this, there's a, so an elephant, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of different ways, but they matter because it's more than just a symbol. It's an archetype, and it's a relationship that you have that evolves over time.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does your spirit animal change during your lifetime?
They don't change. They don't. I was taught that. Now there may be other cultures that believe differently, but my shaman said that my jaguar came in to have the relationship, to bring the wisdom, to teach me, and for me to know for my particular time that my grief was from then on going to be very fast moving, that I was going to be able to release negativity in my life, that I was going to be able to release not just grieving, but to be able to run through life and know how quick and finite and fast this existence is. When you lose a child, which I wouldn't wish on anyone, there's not even a word for it. If you lose a husband, but I knew when I left, it's just really personal to me. I knew when I left, I was going to be okay. And you know what? I don't see a lot of jaguars in a city, but you know what I do see? Jaguar cars.
Oh.
So so symbolism, right? So it doesn't have to be the animal. It could be that. It could be a turtle necklace that you see someone wear or someone give you.
Yes.
So don't just be locked into, I'm not in nature a lot, Michelle. I'm not in India. I don't see a lot of elephants.
No.
Well, it could be other things, right?
I don't see a whole lot of eagles around here.
Right.
I'd have to go somewhere where there's eagles, and I've never flown over a forest, so I have no idea what that looked like, but that was wonderful.
We live in a very chaotic and uncertain world, and for me, the relationship I have with my spirit animal brings me peace, and it grounds me in a way that I really haven't been able to find any other way. So what we want to do now is teach you, perhaps, and I certainly invite you, if you know a shaman or another way of doing this, we invite you, if this lands, we're going to do an spirit animal reflection.
Meditation. You might want to stop the video at this time and get in a comfortable position. Sit in a comfortable position, however you sit when you meditate, or your back straight or cross your heels, however, just be comfortable. And we're going to do a meditation. Michelle's going to lead us in a meditation.
Okay, so I want you to, if you can, hopefully you're not driving, and if you're driving, stop. But I want you to close your eyes, and I want to invite you to breathe slowly, deeply, and then release that. Let's do it again. And one more time. Let the outside world just fall away for a moment. Now imagine yourself in nature, a place where you feel safe and alive. It could be a forest, a desert, a mountain path. It could be the edge of an ocean. Notice the air. Notice the light. And as you breathe, I want you to set an intention and say to yourself, may the guide I most need reveal itself to me. Stay open. No need to force anything. Simply observe. What animal appears? It might come boldly or quietly. It might arrive in the distance or beside you. Just trust whatever shows up. Now notice how the animal makes you feel. Strong, gentle, free, grounded. Take in its presence, its qualities, its message. I want you to sit with the animal for a while. Now thank this guide for showing itself. Know that even if it fades from this view, it will walk with you in your dreams, in your moments of challenge, and in your times of joy. Take one more breath. I want you to release it. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I want y'all to be open to this animal. If you didn't see it, and we did this kind of quickly.
You might have to do it a couple of times.
Right. And notice now that you've set the intention what animals do show up. And it could be a jaguar car. You know, it could be ways that and I hate to say this, it could be someone's elephant boots, right? I mean, we're in Texas and that's what they have here. Stingray boots. It could be, you know, there's a lot of things. It could be a video that someone sends you of animals in nature.
A turtle could run into your backyard. Turtles don't run.
Crawl. So
into your backyard.
just be open for that. And because often the guidance we most need shows up at exactly the time that we need it, right? So if today's episode resonated with you, we would encourage you to like it and share it and come back for more meaningful reflections and intentions. Because being sacred, I think, is something really important to us. It's a connection that we live with every single day, and we wish that for y'all.
And if you do see your animal, put it down in the comments. We'd love to hear
I'd
about
love
it.
to hear that too. So y'all take care until we see you again, and live a soul-centered life. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.